Hey guys, it's Jess. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have another plan with me to share with you all, and this week we are planning for August 27th through September 2nd. That's crazy. We're already in September. Hello fall. Hello me not liking pumpkin spice lattes for another fall. I really wish I liked pumpkin spice lattes because I just want to belong. But anyway, this week we are using the kit Bow to School by ScribblePrintsCo because it is filled with bows and back to school things, and this is the week that my fall semester back to school started, and it was kind of fun being back in school. I only have school twice a week, and one day is a very, very long day, but I didn't find it as hard getting back into the rhythm of being in a classroom. I'm still very hyperactive and can't focus, but it's not weird being back in a classroom even though I haven't been one for about a year and a half, which is crazy to think about because it actually didn't feel that long. So yeah, back to school. I will talk about it more during the spread, but for now I'm just going to go ahead, put down the washi, the full boxes, the glitter headers, the page flags, and I think I did the deco off like camera. I don't remember why, but I'm going to do all that and I will be right back to do the sidebar. Moving on to the sidebar, I first need to mention how stinking cute I think that full box is with the girl and her hair half up, half down with the bow in it. I'm pretty sure Andrea had to like finagle that bow into her hair, and it looks really cool and very seamless, and I really enjoy that box a lot. So yeah, after the full box, I went ahead and grabbed the 2 habit trackers in the kit, along with 2 of the mini icons, one with the face mask and one with the heart to mark my 2 habits that I track every single week, which is washing my face and taking my vitamins. And then after that, I grabbed a fancy squared off box along with a Glam Planner Studying Girl. This one came in the Advent from last year, I think, but she's just carrying a stack of books and it's really cute, and I use that to mark that this week was back to school. I should have written Bow to School. I fully understand that, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna write back to school. So after that, I grabbed a thick piece of the pattern washi along with a to-do header, placed that on top, and then went ahead and used 2 of the gray colored ombre heart checklists to stack. Ooh, that was weird. All those words just blended together, but I just stacked the ombre heart checklist to make a very long list, and then I put another piece of patterned washi over top of one of the hearts because it would have been cut off anyway when I went to go cut it, and it just kind of added some nice little pattern at the bottom. So I did that, and then I went ahead and filled everything out. All my pens and all the tools I use are are listed and linked. I think most of them are linked down below, so make sure to go check that out if you have any questions about what I use in these videos. And if I forget to mention a sticker, all the shops will be linked down below, so make sure to check that out down there. But I'm gonna go ahead now and just fill everything out. On Monday, the first thing I wanted to mark was that it was the first day of classes, so I used a fancy pattern label along with these super duper old $2 Tuesdays from ScribblePrintsCo, and it's just like a piece of loose leaf. I just thought it looked really, really cute. I do have a bunch of school stickers, but I thought this was the most like neutral as far as it's not homework related and it doesn't look like a stressed out munchkin studying. So I was like, this is perfect to mark that. Then after that, I wanted to mark that I got very, very lost because my school is a bunch of different buildings and I didn't know how to get into any of them because the line to get your ID was so very, very long, and I was so very confused. And then also, I had my period real bad that day. I feel like I've told the story before, and I'm like, why am I telling it again? Oh, probably because I told it in my last plan with me. But anyway, yeah. So I had to go on a hunt for all of the bathrooms in all of these new buildings, and I was just like, this is great. So I marked, oh my God, I'm so lost, with a very confused emoji head with like swirls in its eyes because it's just all dizzy from running around in a million different buildings. And that is from the Coffee Monsters Co. Then after that, I wanted to mark my little Starbucks run. I know a lot of you were worried that I stopped going to Starbucks, but first of all, your girl don't get as paid. Well, as paid, your girl don't get paid as good as she used to anymore, so she can't afford Starbucks. But I did have a gap between classes, and there was a Starbucks by my school, so I was like, treat yourself, you have a reward. And so I used a coffee sticker from Paper and Milk to mark that, and then grabbing another Paper and Milk sticker, I used a Moro on top of some books to mark that when I got home I needed to order all my textbooks. And the nice thing about having all my classes in one day is that they give you the syllabus, they tell you what textbooks you need, and you can just order them all at the same time instead of waiting all week for all of your random classes. They just tell you all in one day. So yeah, I used that to mark that. Then moving down to the bottom of the day, I grabbed a munchkin from the freebie in the kit on her laptop to mark that I wanted to order some school supplies. I needed some loose leaf paper, and I got the reinforced kind because this is for notes that I'll be doing at home for my own personal little note-taking like perfection session. And I also ordered some mild liners finally. I have like an excuse to use them. I've been wanting them for so long, and then of course Andrea tells me she could have just sent me hers, but you know, whatever. Now I have my own. And then after that, I wanted to mark that I got some happy mail from Two Little Bees, and I got my Thumbelina little mini TN from LA, and it's so stinking cute and beautiful. And also the kits I got from Two Little Bees were absolutely adorable, and I can't wait to use them. So to mark that, I cut off one of the heart checklists from the mini heart checklists in the kit, and then I just flipped it upside down and used a Fox and Cactus pastel ombre colored hair girl with some letters in her hand and heart eyes to mark all the happy mail, and I covered up the little hearts. And then the last thing I wanted to mark on Monday was that I read some of the Half-Blood Prince. I'm pretty sure I read it like all through the night up until like 2 o'clock in the morning. It was really nice. I really like Half-Blood Prince. I don't remember liking it as much as I do right now, but I'm very surprised at how much I like it more than like the other two that I thought were my favorite books. So yeah, to mark that, I used a solid piece of washi along with a quarter box and a Once More with Love Munchkin reading a book to mark my little Half-Blood Prince. What is it? It's not a binge, is it? What do you call it when you read a lot? Is it a binge if it's reading? I don't think so, but I don't know. But I got to read and get through the that didn't make any sense. I'm so sorry. But I got to get what? Nope, still not making any sense. I got through basically a lot of Half-Blood Prince in these next 3 days. You'll see why. But yeah, it was really nice to get to read larger chunks instead of just a couple of chapters. Moving on to Tuesday. Tuesday is actually my day off, and I finally published my plan with me. So to mark that, I'm using my handy dandy Mandy Dreams glitter film slates to mark that. And then I wanted to spend all day drawing because I released my autumn doodles on Saturday. So they are live right now if you guys want to check them out and get some. I will have a link to my shop down below, but I did want to get some drawing done because I was falling behind on my little schedule of things to do. So I spent all of Tuesday, I dedicated it to drawing, sort of. I didn't get as much done as I wanted to, but still. I used a Paper and Milk iPad and iPad pencil to mark that, and then me and Andrea FaceTimed, so I've been dying to use this sticker that you're going to see in a few seconds from Whimsical Cat Studio, which is a long distance relationship sticker of like the girl and the boy on the phone, like on like their little computers, and they're FaceTiming. There's a little heart between them, and I mean, I thought it'd be really cute. Now Whimsical Cat has the option to make them both girls, but I just thought it would be really, really funny to buy this to mark when me and Andrea FaceTime, so I want to use it, and honestly, this is my favorite part of the entire week because it looks just so stinking cute, and I love it, and I miss Andrea so much, and that is like an accurate representation of how I am on FaceTime with her. I'm like until like there's chisme, and then we're like But most of the time, honestly, we're looking at Bennett and all the cute little things that he does. Oh my god, I wonder if he even remembers his Auntie J anymore. Probably not, but also probably because he doesn't smile at me in the camera, but he kind of like does that eyebrow thing where he's like, Annie J, what are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, so he does recognize me. He does. Okay. Anyway, moving on. So next, what I wanted to mark was that my mom and my sister got home, so we went to the mall so I could return a bunch of things and my sister could buy a bunch of things. So I used a fancy label along with the munchkin and the shopping bags that comes on the freebie in the kit to mark that. And then I was cast away to Starbucks because I was not helping pick out clothing because I don't know what teachers are supposed to wear, and I don't know what's appropriate and what's not. I wasn't telling my sister to wear hoochie dresses, but I told her a shirt was ugly, and I guess that wasn't appreciated. So I was banished and told to go to Starbucks at 8 o'clock at night, which was not a great idea. But still, I had my second Starbucks run. I'm slowly making up for all of the Starbucks runs that I missed these past 2 weeks. So to mark that, I used a Moonlight Paper Co. Starbucks cup to mark that. Then I did a small load of laundry, so I used an emoji hanging up clothes to mark that. And then the last two things that I needed to mark was that I needed to fill in my school calendar. It's actually one of my favorite things to do is when you get all your syllabi and you just go through each one and you color code in like a monthly planner view type of thing, or even in a weekly, you just start sticking in all your due dates. It makes me feel more organized and like I have a little bit more control, but those dates sneak up on me anyway. But still, it was just really fun to do. So I used a scribbler that came in the kit with her little backpack to mark that, and then the rest of the night I read a few more chapters of Half-Blood Prince. So to mark that, I used the little sticker of Hufflepuff Jess that kittenish girl Jess drew of me and Andrea turned into a sticker. It's so cute. Love it to pieces. Moving on to the craziness that ended up being Wednesday, even though it was technically supposed to be my super duper easy day because I only had one class that lasted an hour and a half or like an hour and 15 minutes. But the first thing I wanted to mark with a heart checklist, and I only needed one heart, so I cut the checklist using some mini scissors, was that I needed to read chapter 1 for my bio class. And for some reason I wrote, well, I know why, but I wrote Bio 231 because when I was in school before, I used to have a bunch of psych classes, so I couldn't just write psych, I needed to write psych in whichever number class it was. So I think from now on, I'm just going to write either like bio or like lab or sociology and stuff like that. So yeah, this is how I used to write in my homework and things. Like I would put it in on the day it was due so I knew what was due that day. That makes sense, right? Okay, great. Moving on. So after marking that I needed to read chapter 1 by that day, I wrote in that I replied to YouTube comments while I waited in line to get my ID picture, my school ID, student ID taken. This was before my class. I waited like 45 minutes and then realized my class was about to start. So I had to get offline. But in that 45 minutes, I replied to all of my YouTube comments and I used an emoji on the laptop to mark that. And then I went to class and then I waited another hour and a half to get my student ID picture taken. And while I was on that line, I didn't realize we needed a printed version of our class schedule. Someone told me that I could have it on my phone screenshotted, but as soon as I got to the front of the line, the security guard taking everyone's pictures was like, no, you need a printed thing. And I was freaking out because I didn't know where the library was. And then when I found the library, the printers were in a different room apparently, and I'm like, who does that? Who does that? So I couldn't find the printer, and luckily my dad works close to my school. So I ran to his office and I was like, can I print something? And thank God he had a printer because I printed it, printed my teeny weeny class schedule, ran back to school in the like 100-degree humidity. Great for a picture, am I right? Yeah. And I walked up to the door and I had a whole line of people very angry at me because to them, it looks like I was cutting the line, which was just a glorious, glorious day. So what should have been me leaving at 2 p.m. turned into me leaving at 6 p.m. with my dad. I mean, I got a ride, so that was really, really great, but still, it was a shit show, to say the least. So yeah, I finally got my student ID, even though I had to like yell at some people and be like, I'm not cutting the line. Whew, I'm triggered. But to mark getting my student ID, I use this really cute steamy from Wonton in a Million holding a camera to mark that. And then since I figured it was already like 4:30 and my dad got off at 6 and I was really hungry, I went to get some chipotle. I don't know why I said it like that. And I used a fork and spoon sticker from Paper and Milk to mark that. And then the entire time I was online, both times in the morning and in the afternoon, and while I was at Chipotle, I read through a lot of the Half-Blood prints. So I used a quarter box and another one of the Kittenish Girl Hufflepuff Jesses to mark that I pretty much read all day, and even when I got home, I read some more. So I got through like a really huge chunk of Half-Blood prints, and now I'm like, I want to finish this voiceover so I can continue to read. But yeah, I marked that. Then I wanted to mark that I got a ride home with my dad. So I used a mini car icon and wrote in, drive home with Papa. And then when I got home, I was helping, I left my entire night to help my sister with a lot of her stuff that she needed for when she was starting school. She's a teacher, so this is her first year teaching, and she needed to get a lot of things done for her classroom. So I was helping her. Me, my mom, and my sister were all like working together to laminate, cut things out, glue things down. I drew a giant candy jar for her to put her students her students' names on it, like little pieces of candy, because her classroom is sweet. It's very, very cute. It was a nightmare because she was so stressed out, and we were just like, what do you need us to do? And it was like all the three of us, like, it runs in my family to be super duper frantic. So when there's three of you being frantic and two of you don't even know what you're doing, it's like a lot of fun. Honestly, it's a lot of fun. So to mark that, I used a fancy label along with these Munchkins crafting, and it's really cute because there are three of them. So it's me, my mom, and my sister, and I just put it smack dab on the middle of the fancy label. And then the last thing I wanted to mark that day, using one of the fancy icons. I love how there's like the regular stickers and then there's the fancy ones, but a fancy icon of a package to mark that one of my Amazon deliveries was made that day. So yeah, that was the first half of the week, and then the second half of the week was way more chill and way more fun. Moving on to Thursday, the first thing that I wanted to mark was that I published my planner desk tour. So if you guys want to see that video, it will be not linked down below because I know I'm going to forget, but it will be on my channel. It's one of the more recent videos. So yeah, go check that out, and you can see my little filming setup and where I keep all my things, except my washi. My washi is housed in a drawer, in an Alex drawer, somewhere separate because I don't reach for my washi at all or like ever. But yeah, so I used another one of Mandy Dream's glitter film slates to mark publishing that. Then I used another one of the fancy icons from the kit that is the alarm clock. It's a little bit hard to see on video for some reason, well, because it's a very light color. That's why it's hard to see. But I used that to mark that I needed to update my car insurance. They found me. Car insurance is cheaper in Texas, and I was trying to put off changing it, but they found me, and they knew I moved because I changed my forwarding address, which is kind of dumb on my part, but I had to update my Geico address so I didn't go to jail, Little things like that. Like, yeah, adulting, am I right? Okay, anyway, so I marked that, and then I wanted to mark that I was drawing all day, so I used a Clever Gal Crafts Sprinkly Bits silver foiled page flag in gray. I think this is from the Millie? No, this is from the Lily, color way thing. Yeah, and I used a draw script that Andre made for me a very, very long time ago to mark that, and then underneath that I wanted to mark that I got some David's tea because me and my friend Carla went to the mall because she needed to find a dress for a wedding, and I was getting sick. And I'm like, I need tea. I always know I'm getting sick when I can't stomach coffee. Like, that's when you know that something's wrong. But it was really nice to go to David's Tea. I hadn't been there in a very long time. I really want to go back and get more. I love when they brew the tea for you, but I also got like an ounce of horchata, which is basically like their horchata flavor tea, and it's so good. Now I really want some, and I probably will get some after I'm done filming this voiceover. But yeah, so I marked that with a little emoji that had some tea, sipping on some tea. Not the shady kind of tea, but like the liquid kind of tea. Okay, and moving down, I used a fancy label along with some Happy Dia shopping BFFs to mark that Carla and I did go dress shopping. So I marked that, and then when I got home, I had a whole pamper night. I washed my hair. Yes, washing my hair is like pampering. I had a face mask. I washed my face. I used some like fancy moisturizers. Well, I put on moisturizer. That was the fancy bit of it, and I just relaxed, and it was so nice. So I used a Fox and Cactus face mask sticker to mark that. Then I went ahead and folded the laundry that I did the other day, and I used another emoji in a laundry basket to mark that. And then the last thing I wanted to mark for Thursday as well was that I got another Amazon package, and I used this really adorable munchkin holding an Amazon Prime box to mark that. I don't know why, it just made my day that munchkin was holding an Amazon Prime box. I love when stickers are super duper specific. But also I like when they're vague because then they fit more things. But anyway, I digress. Moving on to Friday, the first thing that I wanted to mark with this fancy label and this emoji with the nail polish was that I went to go get my nails done. I was there for a very, very long time. I miss my nail place so stinking much from Austin. But these ladies do a really good job as well. I can't get creative because I just don't do that. But it's really nice that they at least make my nails straight. I'm just thankful for that, and they have a lot of fun glittery colors. So beggars can't be choosers. I can't fly off to Austin every time I want to go to get my nails done because that would be expensive. But yeah, so I marked my mani-pedi, and then when I got home, I wanted to reply to more YouTube comments from my planner desk tour. So I used another one of the fancy icons. I haven't been using those like at all, so I really wanted to incorporate as much as I could when I could. So I used the fancy laptop icon to mark replying to YouTube comments. And then after that, I just spent all day basically watching Fresh Off the Boat, which is so funny. Andrea started watching the show, and I've seen a lot of commercials of it playing on cable and stuff like that. And I know the girl from Crazy Rich Asians is in it, and she's so stinking funny. Andrea texted me and she said she wanted to be Jessica when she grew up. When she grew up, and I was like, you basically are Jessica, and I'm Louis. I'm the husband because I totally am. But yeah, it's a really good show, so I highly recommend it if you guys haven't seen it. It's really funny and really enjoyable and kind of like something nice to have on in the background while you're doing other things. So I used the large TV icon to mark that, and then I grabbed another one of the Clever Gal Crafts page flags and one of the scripts to mark drawing some more and getting the last of my doodles done for the release the next day. And then after all the doodles were done, I spent some time setting up listings, and I actually ended up using a Happy Dia like laptop and mouse sticker to mark that because I needed room for a half box at the end, well, like in the middle of the day, because my sister, like I said, she has like a job outside of graduating. After graduating, she got a job. She got a big girl job. She's teaching, and she's getting her first like big girl paycheck. So we went out to dinner to celebrate that. Although I don't know if it's like a Russian tradition or like what, but usually when the person like gets their first big time like big girl job, you know, like a career kind of job, the person who's getting the paycheck pays for dinner. Which I wasn't mad about, but it's really funny because I wrote celebratory dinner for Vicky, but she's the one who paid. But I mean, still, we were there celebrating her. We went out for her, and we were super appreciative that she had paid for the bill. So thanks, Vicky, and congrats on being a teacher. Like, that pasta that I had was really good. So I used a half box to mark that, and then I grabbed a Fox and Pip, like, New Year's Eve going out girl with like a champagne glass. We actually went to a fancy restaurant, but we didn't dress up. But I felt like we had celebrations and it was a big deal, so I was like, why not use this super fancy Fox and Pip girl? I thought it was just funny, and it looked super duper cute. So the last thing I wanted to mark in the day was that I needed to pack a weekend bag because I was going away with my mom to Pennsylvania for Labor Day weekend because her friends have like a beach house, lake house, I guess it's a lake house, yeah, they have a lake house over there, and I was so excited to like spend some time in the fresh air. It was gonna be great. It was great. It's Monday now. Well, almost Tuesday when you guys see this video. But it was a really great weekend, and I was really happy to just get out of the house and go. So I used a Happy Dia like duffel bag sticker to mark that. These are my favorite for marking like any type of packing. And I wanted to include one more thing on this day, but it wouldn't fit in even with taking like the glitter header out. So I just put it on the bottom of the day between the full box and the bottom washi. I used a fancy label. Well, fancy solid label. Now there's like an even fancier version of the fancy label, so it feels weird calling this a fancy label. But I used the fancy label along with Dobby with his little sock that Mark drew. This is from her like Harry Potter sheet to mark that I got tickets to go see Puffs the musical on Off-Broadway, but I'm so excited. The amount of times this show has been recommended to me and how bad I've been wanting to see it is insane. So the fact that I finally got tickets is really exciting, and the show isn't expensive, so that's fun too. I know Dobby isn't like Hufflepuff, but he was so stinking cute, and he matched this kit really well, so I used him to mark that. I honestly forget to breathe sometimes when I'm doing these voiceovers, but we shall move forward. On Saturday, the first thing that I wanted to mark, which was super duper exciting, was that I published my first magical video, and of course I marked it with a Mandy Dreams glitter film slate. And I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for the insane amount of support that you guys have shown me like on that video. I'm like at a loss for words because I was really blown away, and it's really exciting for me because now I have so many of you to talk like Harry Potter about. I get to unleash that in video form. Like I get to talk to all of you guys and spare my family, but really I'm just excited to get to like talk about all things magical, all things Harry Potter. Right now it's Harry Potter. I do plan on doing Disney things too. But yeah, I was just blown away at the support, and I'm so glad you guys enjoyed it. I really hope you continue to enjoy it, and I am going to continue to try to make them better and funnier and more enjoyable. I do love to make people laugh and smile, so there will be an element of me trying to make you laugh in there. But yeah, I'm just blown away that you guys really liked the video, and it's really encouraging me to continue making them. I probably would have been making them anyway, but it's nice to have some encouragement, if you know what I mean. I really don't know how to be mushy without repeating myself, so thank you guys so very, very much. There are actually 2 magical videos going up this week, so I'm really excited, and I need to get to filming more. Oh, yes, I am very excited. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, moving on. So I had a Starbucks run, guys. 3rd time this week. So me and my mom were driving to, where were we driving? Oh, we drove to Short Hills Mall because my mom wanted to go pick up her winter coat that was like available, and it was on the way to Pennsylvania. So we stopped by Starbucks so I can have breakfast because we woke up really early to leave, and I used a paper and milk coffee cup to mark that. Then I used a shopping bag fancy icon that came in the kit to mark that we did go to Short Hills. And then I needed to mark that my autumn doodles released at 12 p.m. while we were walking around the mall, and it's really hard to make your listings go live on the mobile app for some reason, or probably just because I don't know what I'm ever doing, technologically speaking. But yeah, I put up the listings while we were like walking around. So to mark that, I used a fancy pattern label along with a paper and milk iPad and Apple Pencil. Then I finally marked that we were driving to Pennsylvania, so I used these munchkins in a car. One of them is driving and one of them is sleeping, me, to mark that. And then I used a half box along with an emoji holding a balloon to mark that a majority of that day we were celebrating my mom's friend's husband's birthday. So from like the time that we got there till like 2 o'clock in the morning, we were just having course after course after course, and it was just like this really big birthday dinner party. And I got to make s'mores, so I used a Glam Planner couple sticker making s'mores to mark that, even though I made s'mores by myself, but still, it was a lot of fun. Last but not least, on a Sunday, I spent another full day in Pennsylvania, and the first thing that we did that morning was go to a farmer's market, and I used this munchkin with a little like fall coat and some fall leaves because it did feel very fall-like. And we're in September, so I can totally use fall stickers, and it's completely justified. But yeah, I didn't have any farmers market stickers, so I thought that one would be really, really cute to mark that. And then after that, I was falling asleep in the car. The farmers market was a ways away from the lake house, so I was kind of just like falling asleep in the car, and I think they didn't have the air on, so I was like kind of getting overheated. Even though I'm telling you guys, it was like a really nice fall day, I was getting overheated in the car, and I didn't have caffeine or anything like that because the grandma that was there makes some really strong Russian or like Turkish coffee, and it's just way too strong for me, and it would probably like, I don't know, hurt my taste buds, or I don't know, something, but I just didn't want it, and I needed like a sweet coffee. So we ended up going to Dunkin' Donuts after that, and I used a Happy Dia sticker to mark that. But before I put that in, I wanted to make sure I had room for this half box, because when we got back, I did do some laptop work as everyone was kind of like unwinding from the afternoon and chilling. So I used a pattern half box along with a Whimsical Cat Studio Kitty Girl to mark that I edited some magical hauls and worked on some mood boards for Andrea. So I just decided to put them in that same box because they both required work on a laptop. After all that, my friend Anastasia pulled up to the lake house. It's actually her family's lake house, and she had just arrived because she couldn't come the day before. But me and her took her really large golden doodle into a golf cart and just drove around the complex. So I used these two munchkins just like hanging out together, and I wrote Girl Talk with Nastya, and their dog's name is Zeus. It's very, very cute, big, giant dog, and he looks just like a really hairy, fuzzy human half the time, and he kind of scares me. I think I'm more of like a small dog person, but yeah, every time me and Anastasia get together, it's always girl talk. It's always like talking about relationships and Tinder and whatnot, so it's always a good time. Then after that, we took her and her, well, we took her brother and his friend to get some ice cream. I love me some twisted soft serve. So I used another Whimsical Cat Studio Kitty Girl with a large cone and her little hat to mark that. And then the last thing that we did that night was just hang out by the fire, but also they have a trampoline, and I love that trampoline so much. I was pretty much on it like all weekend, but it was so much fun to just like bounce on it. Anastasia was like lying in there. Her brother and her brother's friend were just like all like, we were like trying to like lift her off the trampoline. We put the dog in the trampoline. It was very scared. I think he was triggered. He was very, very scared, but it was so much fun. So I used this munchkin going hee hee because it's like the most accurate sticker I could find to describe me in the trampoline and bouncing around. It was so much fun. And then the last thing I wanted to mark on Sunday was that I started up my magical Instagram. So any content that is Harry Potter or Disney related, I am going to put on that Instagram, so I'm not spamming my planner spreads and ruining the flow of that. I just thought it would be better to have them separate. I'll still be posting about my magical videos on my planner Instagram, but you just won't see it in my feed. So if you want to follow like all my magical stuff on this channel, well, you guys just subscribe, so I'm guessing you're following. You guys can't see, but I'm doing that thing where I'm putting my hands on my chin. But yeah, if you want to follow like some like Hogwarts pictures, Disney pictures, all those things will be in my magical Instagram, and I will have that linked below along with my planner Instagram if you're not already following me on that. So yeah. That is my boat to school week in full. I think it turned out super stinking cute. I actually do really love the bows everywhere, and these pinks with the navy is just doing everything for me. I really, really liked it. It was a really good week, a stressful week, but a very relaxing and a very fun week, and I'm very excited for all the weeks to come and starting school and things like that and everything magical. I'm so excited for all these new things that are happening in my life. They're kind of jumbled up in my brain, but I'm super excited to get some new and fun content out for you guys. So yeah, thank you so, so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!